Alright, so study tip number one, make sure that you get the official LSAT prep test. Right here in front of you is one of the official LSAT prep tests for the June 2018 test that came out this past summer. This is the actual test that came out this past summer that people took. And this prep test is on Amazon. So the number one tip for my 7 LSAT study tips is to use an official prep test. You can get these from Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. They come in singles like these. They range from like $5 to $10. The older ones are a little less money, cheaper, starting from $5 to $10. Also, guys, I showed y'all in another video about writing down your weaknesses that you have on your test. I would say that follows up with study tip number 2. And I just write in a notebook as like studying. I've been studying for the LSAT for months. Those of y'all that don't know, I took the LSAT before and I didn't do too well. But when you write down notes for yourself, I wrote down examples and things like that. This is like logical reasoning for the directions. Also, guys, this is 2 and 3 for study tips. Make sure you should not make assumptions for the logical reasoning section of the test. You should not make assumptions that are by common sense standards, implausible, superfluous, or incapable with the passage. And I wrote this down for myself so I could remember. With logical reasoning, you don't bring outside information. You want to make sure that you don't make assumptions and things like that. And I just wrote this down like that. Number 4, make sure you have a study schedule, and you can try your best to stick to that particular study schedule. And I mentioned before, if you have children, you can work your schedule around that particular scheduling. Also, if you have like a full-time job or anything like that. And then number 5, as far as a study tip goes, I would say, the information that you got incorrect, like this goes back to earlier what I said, your weaknesses, like questions that you got incorrect. Make sure you write that information down. Like I wrote down in this notebook when I was taking the Khan Academy practice test. I was like, okay, I wasn't sure about question number 5. I put in here, it says look again, make sure I review that again. Even though if I got the question right, if I kind of like stumble over that question, even if I got it right, I want to make sure I understand, why I struggled, why I got it right, especially if I got it wrong too. So, yeah, guys. And then number 6, I would say do at least, I mentioned this before in another video, do at least 30 practice tests. You might want to do 40. Right now, currently, there are over 80 practice tests. This is number 84 I showed you guys. And like I said, you can get this from Amazon. I said that before. I mentioned that before in another video. And guys, number 7, just this year, like I said in the previous video, Khan Academy came out with practice tests and lessons that you can take on their website. It's like you can take practice tests and lessons for the LSAT, and the practice tests are timed, and they're really nice because you're timed, and not only that, once you complete the whole test for 3 hours, the practice test, and there are actual tests that, actual questions that the LSAT would give you, that you will have on the LSAT, and they have explanations and everything. So it's really, really good, guys, that you review the explanations once you finish the test. And you know, they give you a study schedule on Khan Academy, and each week they say, okay, you can set up your schedule. Like, say for instance, you set up your schedule for, like I'm just giving an example for October, and it'll say, okay, so October 1st you do this lesson, and then by October 6th you take a practice test, then you take another practice test the following week. Now if you want to take 2 practice tests a week, you can, you know, every few days you can do that, and then just make sure you review why you got certain questions wrong, and that sort of thing. Then also, guys, another tip, make sure you when you're doing the lessons, the lessons are timed too. They're like, you get like 6 questions, and the questions are timed, each question. Make sure you use that as a pacing guide. This is going to be an extra tip, because I believe I went already over, I went over 7, so let's say number 8. Extra tip is, you know, you can make sure, because you know, you only have like on average about a minute and a half to do the a question. So if you're stumbling over a question, make sure you're like looking at why you're stumbling. You can look at the time, pace yourself, the time, and like if it's taking you like more than 2 minutes, even 3 minutes, if you're at the 3-minute mark and you still haven't found the answer for your question, Khan Academy, you know, since it's time, the lessons are timed, you can see, okay, well, I need to like figure out a way to do this particular question faster. Like if it's a logical reasoning question and it's a weakening question, you can figure out how I can do weakening questions faster. And it's the same with reading comprehension and logic games as well. So that's what I've been doing with my studying and things like that. Like I mentioned before, I took the LSAT before and I didn't do too well, and that sort of thing. I'm going to leave in the description box information about the tips and things like that. Make sure you check out the description box. Also, make sure you check out my website. It's lsatbeyond.com. That's lsatbeyond.com. Like I said, it's called lsatbeyond.com. I'll leave the information to my website down below. And like I said, this is, you know, practice test 84. That sort of thing. But yeah, I'll leave information down below about the Khan Academy as well. I really like it. They just started summer 2018, and it's free. It's absolutely free. I like that it's a free, you know, prep course for the LSAT that you can take. Yeah, guys, it's free. So, and I like that it's time. You can take as many lessons as you want, practice tests as you want, to give you explanations for why answers are correct, why answers are wrong, and that sort of thing. I really like it a lot for my studying. I wish they had it before when I took the LSAT before, but I'm really using it this time. I'm being focused and all this time around. So yeah, guys, let me know down below if y'all are using the Khan Academy for studying for the LSAT. Like I said, comment down below. And if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll leave more information about tips and studying tips and things like that in the description box. And like I said, this is the number 84, the June 2018 practice test you can get. Amazon also has like the thick books, the 10 practice tests in one book. It's cheaper if you do it that route, because on Amazon you can get it on sale for like $23 or so, sometimes $21 if it's like marked down, instead of, you know, keep buying the books for $8 and $10. The most recent ones, some of the most recent ones over the last 2 years are between $9 and $10. So if you keep buying, if you buy, let's say 10 of them for $10, that's $100 right there. Yeah, at the practice test, as opposed to you can just spend $21 on the bigger prep test with the 10 actual prep tests from Amazon, or you can go to Barnes and Noble, the bookstore, also to get them as well. So yeah, guys, like I said, check out my website. It's lsatbeyond.com, and I give tips and my study practices on that website, and other information as well about law school on that website too. So yeah, guys, hope y'all have a great week, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.